Hey, this is the Wine of the Month Club preamble to the December selections. And yes, Ed is asking me, what were the selections in 40 years ago, which would be December of 2018? Sorry, 1978.
Yes, 1978.
Your math is excellent.
Thank you.
1978 plus 40 years is 2018.
Your math
It was Lords and Elwood's Dry Sherry.
Dry Sherry.
Now, that was Richard Elwood's.
Richard Elwood's, Richard Elwood's father founded the company. Richard Elwood went to work for him, when he became an adult. And what else?
And a Vin Mousseau.
Oh, Bouvray? Oh, no, sparkling wine. Yeah.
You know, if I could find the paper I wrote it down on. So Vin Mousseau is sparkling wine from the south of France, and it's usually very creamy. And this particular brand, I didn't recognize the brand. Penier. It was called Penier.
Oh, yeah, Penier. I remember them.
So now that was because back in those days, and up until probably the early 2000s, we sent a sparkling wine and a dessert wine as the selection. And the reason is, Ed.
Well, tell me, Paul.
The reason we don't do it now is because in those days when we met a customer at a show or trade show, wherever we at, we shook their hand and we would tell them, oh, by the way, December you get these kinds of wines. If you don't like them, we'll send you something else. You're not partial to sparkling wine. And so they would tell us. But once the internet hit and people were signing up through the internet without the ability to tell them that, we started to receive complaints about getting sparkling wine and dessert wine because they don't drink them. So not that many people drink them, really. Except...
Well, sparkling wines are coming up, in terms of consumption lately, all right?
Well, even port...
After going down.
I sold more port this year during the holidays than I did the last year and the year before. So that was kind of interesting.
Well, for who? Or whom?
And the sparkling wines, for sure, we did much better at sparkling this year than we did before. But I did a little earlier, and we had some very pedigreed stuff.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Are you kidding? I was buying it. What are you talking about? I'm his biggest customer, and I get no respect around here.
Grand Courtage. This is actually... she's something else. This is we still have this in stock a little bit. This is the Grand Courtage. This is Tanya, and she decided she was going to go to France and start her own company. And I'm like, can I have you examine your head?
Well, apparently
she goes, nobody told me.
Yeah, well, that I can believe. Her marketing is a little goofy too. Come on. All she talks about is going to France and fashion, because I think she was in the fashion business of some sort anyway. Very pretty girl, always dressed to the nines. So she can get away with stuff that you and I can't.
But what's interesting is my gym here in Arcadia, when I go in the morning, I was working out with this young lady a couple days ago, and she's a young Asian lady, and she's like, I think you know my boss. I go, who's that? She goes, Tanya. She makes champagne. I go, what? I go, come on, because she lives in the West. Anyway.
Small world.
That is the preamble. We'll see you at the Classic Limited Inventor Series in just a moment. Freeze it.
This is a stick-up.
Hey, it's the Classic Series here at the Original Wine of the Month Club, and for December 2018, Ed, why are we shooting the December so late? Because, Ed, since you asked...
I don't need to be here. He can carry on this conversation with me by himself.
We have a lot of people telling us, look, we're getting the videos too early because we haven't opened the wines yet. We just got them, and they've only been on our shelf for a day or two or whatever. So we decided we're going to start producing a little bit later and sending them a little later so you have a chance to taste the wines. And I have an interesting story on one of the wines we're going to taste here shortly.
Shortly. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse.
So I had to take a break here from...
They don't know
Not
that.
from Ed.
They don't know that.
They don't know that, but I did. And because, we're moving, as I told you when you got here. And we're going back to where we were, on Magnolia.
Really? Oh, wow. Okay.
No landlord in the world would tell you, I'm so happy my tenant went bankrupt. So we have a place to go. But what's interesting, I had never seen the building like this for 20 years, because it's the same kind of building. It's got the same sort of ribcage stuff. But now it's the whole back from the warehouse all the way to the street is open. So it's really cool space now. I'd never had it like that.
So what are you going to do? Put a swimming pool in there or what?
Swimming pool, bowling alley, in the offices, or we'll put them in the side.
Anyway, in case you hadn't figured it out by now, this is the limited series of the Wine of the Month Club for December 2018, and I am here with the one and only founder's son, and I'm his other son.
The founder's son,
Yes.
who called yesterday, ordered some wine, insists on paying every time he orders gifts. I'm like, what are you doing? You founded this thing. Why would I charge you? So he sends me checks. I never cash them.
Has he figured it out yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's part of the game, right?
That's too funny.
I'm very happy to find this wine. This came from our friend Mark Toll.
Mark Toll, yes, of course. Yeah.
Been around this industry for a long, long time.
Yeah,
And
almost as long as me.
he kind of brought this, like, this is one of my favorite wines in our book, in his wholesale book. And I'm like, yeah, it's really good. And we don't get a lot of Côtes de Rhônes these days. But this is, fleshy and
Delicious wine.
and soft and
Well, it's funny because 40 years ago this month, your dad featured a Côtes de Rhône, which at the time, of course, most people never heard of. Who knew who Côtes de Rhône was?
what do you mean this month? This is December.
Well, January, though. I mean,
yeah.
January, yeah, next
Oh yeah,
month.
you looked it up. That's right.
I looked it up. And this is
This is
delicious.
Cuvée de Galets, and the reason I liked it when he brought it to me, which was a couple months ago, was it's kind of even all the way through. It just kind of cruises through, and it's soft. You don't get you smell the Sirah, but it doesn't jump out at you. And I think it's Sirah, regular.
No, it's surrounded Grenache and
Grenache.
Mourvedre. But it's mostly Grenache. It's not mostly Syrah.
That's where you get the.
Yeah, that's where you
Fruit.
get the cranberry. And this is really good. I mean, if you'd have told me this was Chateau enough to pop and cost $50, I wouldn't argue.
Well, so it's not overly done. It's not overly pungent in your face. It's just really soft. I like it. So the realm of Côtes de Rhône, I give it a 96.
I'm at a 98.
Particularly this price range.
$13.99 a reorder price. That's or $15.99. That's killer. That is really. I mean, you just can't buy wines like that for that kind of money.
The nose is great.
Well, yeah, but the beauty about this wine, first of all, 2017 was a very, very small vintage, so the prices shot up. The wines that were produced were exceptional quality, as this wine will show, but some of the cases they made like a third of what they normally make. Well, how do you make money? You got to raise the price. But this wine is absolutely in the low price spectrum, and it's one of the best ones around.
And she brings it in. The company that brings this wine to the country is called Garber, and she's I haven't seen her in years.
Yeah.
Wonderful lady. This is I mean, you want to now. Look. We bring these wines in. We've got Cuvée de Galets. We've got this Grave here, which is Lesparre, and then here's this jelly jar. And you're going, what? But this is why it's jelly jar. You smell this wine and taste it. You go, oh, I get it.
Yeah, right. Well, this is a family-run operation in Lake County, which is like Lodi, one of the best-kept secrets in wine. Although most people are figuring out Lodi now, but Lake County, God, there are such wonderful
And
wines.
Petite Sirah is huge in Lake County.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
So is Mendocino.
Jelly jar, duh. You could put this on your bread.
You could spread it on your bread.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bread
mackerel.
dip it. Wait a minute. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take some whole wheat bread, put some cream cheese on it, and dip it in this.
I think you'd have it.
So good.
You know what this
Big
wine
hit the
tastes
other
like?
day,
This tastes like somebody took 2 bottles of wine and stuffed it into one bottle. I mean, this wine's gargantuan.
And it's got acid to carry it forever. This is
Yeah.
$24.99 at the shelf, $15.99 for more. And if you want to taste Petite Sirah and understand what Petite Sirah is about without being, puckering your mouth up with too much acid, this is it.
Well, it's got a lot of tannin, is what it's got.
It does, but it's not it's not killing.
Well, it's got so much fruit, though, and that's the beauty about this wine. And a lot of wines don't. They'll have a lot of tannin, but there's nothing to sustain it. I mean, in 10 years, this wine's going to be out of this world. Maybe even 5 years.
I don't think I've had a 10-year aged Petite Sirah.
Oh, I've had
you?
20-year-old Petite Sirahs from Concannon from back in the 60s and 70s that were out of this world. He was, the first place to ever grow and make Petite Sirah. The first vintage was 65.
We featured it a couple of times.
And then the other one, of course, was Stag's Leap.
Yeah, right.
Stag's Leap
They still
Vintners,
make it.
Yeah, but that's owned
But
by
not
Behringer
Warren.
now.
Yeah.
And so, but
That's not Warren Winiarski.
no, it's the other guy.
one.
It's Carl Domini.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a phenomenal wine at $15.99. God, 99 at least.
So fun to smell.
Whew, man, and the fact is, by tonight, we're at noon right now. By tonight, this wine's going to be even better. And I'm not going to I'll call you and let you know.
Here's one of the hardest sectors to find anything in, and that is
White
Bordeaux.
Bordeaux. Yeah. Well,
And then some come in there like insipid, and they're too acidic, and this one is a Grave, right?
yeah, but okay.
Grave
But
de Vayres.
there's two white Bordeauxs.
Vayres.
Okay, there's a white Bordeaux from Entre de Mer, which is mostly Uni Blanc, also known as Trebbiano, which in some cases can be a really nice grape, but in other cases it's not. If it comes from Grave, it can only be Sauvignon Blanc and Sémillon and a little bit of Muscadel, and that's what this is.
This is complex. It's fun. It smells good. It smells right. Color's good. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
And I was happy to have it because they're so hard to find that really are indicative of where they're from. Though I don't know the Grave de Vayres.
Well, neither do I.
It must be near Grave, obviously.
Well, it's got to be early. Couldn't use the name, but this has an interesting aroma and flavor of melon, which I don't normally get in white Bordeaux. Yeah, but and these wines are awfully expensive, and so to be able to find one at $12.99 is killer. I mean, $13.99. Make the print.
That's
bigger,
true.
would you figure?
That's true. Most of them cost wholesale $13.99.
Most of them cost a hell of a lot more than that. But anyhow, so I'm at a 95, and that's our show for December,
95. It's
the
not
last
done.
month. Huh? Oh, I'm done.
What's wrong
I'm
with
out of
you?
here.
Jeez.
Now, what's interesting?
First you thought the oldest winery is in Slovakia, and now you're missing a whole wine. This is okay. Now this is from. I believe this is from.
This is from
Terravino.
Yeah, but it's from. It's interesting because
Tricana.
it comes. I'm pretty sure it comes from
Vittorio.
Abruzzo, and it's a. They don't tell you what the grapes are. They say they are the typical grapes of the area. Well, the typical white grape of Abruzzo is Trebbiano, which is what I alluded to when you talk about a lot of white Bordeaux.
But this is Cococciola. This is Cococciola. That's the grape.
Yeah, which is a grape that has, wow, that's got a great finish. Yeah, it's a grape that is ancient in that area, and these guys may be the only ones that are growing it now.
it's a grape.
Yeah, Cococciola.
You just said this. They didn't tell you what the grape was.
Well,
You're
they
right.
said it was a blend of indigenous grapes, and in Italy, you have to say if you put the name of the grape, it has to be 100%, unless it's I.G.T, which Indizio Geografica Tipica, which means it's a typical grape of the area, and then they can slide on the rules because they told me that they in the write-ups that it was from grapes of the area, so this is one of them.
Cococciola.
Easy for you to say.
So this is from, I'm pretty sure it's from Vittorio. And he's one of my favorite Italian wine vendors because he's very specific and loves the Italian brands. And this is the 2012, so you're getting some bottle aging here, which is pretty complex.
Well,
And
yeah.
again, a wine where you can't say, oh, it tastes like Merlot, it tastes like Sauvignon Blanc, it tastes like Chardonnay. It's its own thing, and that's what's so fascinating about it. Particularly, in my opinion, indigenous Italian white varietals are really fun.
That's great wine. That is really great wine. Yeah, I'm at a 96 on that. Mm-hmm. And now is it our show for the day?
I'm trying to figure out what to serve this with.
Blanc?
Italian, like a fettuccine or Alfredo.
Fettuccine Alfredo and this would sing. I mean, as long as you use really,
Need something
really
with
good
butter.
pancetta. No, fettuccine doesn't have butter. Alfredo doesn't have butter. It's got egg yolks
Oh, that too.
and no cream.
Doesn't have cream?
No cream. You do not put cream in fettuccine Alfredo. It's egg yolks.
Ah, no wonder.
Egg yolks, Parmesan
No
cheese,
wonder the one I made didn't come out so good.
black pepper, and pancetta. And,
There you have it.
and you got to use Fermani pancetta because anybody else's is not as good. And that's my story for today.
Cheers, folks.
Cheers, folks.